All right, guys, welcome to the Primitive Camping and Bushcraft podcast. We're down here at Camp Wut Da Heck today. We're at the log, at the little stump here that we do all our little teaching on and filming and stuff like that. And I wanted to go over like a skill. I wanted to start doing a real short like video skill type thing to launch on Fridays. Not all the time, just every so often on a Friday, I'll do a skill or something of the sort. So today I wanted to go over what I use to start my fires in the woods. And I have in my hand right here, if you are not watching the video, the all-weather fire starter. This thing is amazing. It is the no-handle version. They have several different versions of these things. What it is a big old, it looks like almost a 3/4 inch piece of magnesium machined with a 3/8 ferro rod inside there. And then the handle portion right here has a compass in the back of it, which I'm not going to really use that compass, but if in the event of an emergency and that's all you had, guess what? The best tool to have in an emergency is the one that you have with you. And that's the same thing whenever you're talking about cameras and gears and knives and the whole 9 yards. For years, I was like, what's the best camera? And come to find out, the best camera is the one that you have with you. What's the best knife to use? Is it a folding pocket knife like I have right here in my hand, the Gerber, or is it the Moore Knife Garbird? Yeah, one of these two knives is going to end up winning because one of these two knives is going to be on my pocket or in my belt the whole time. I'm going to have it with me anytime I go out into the great outdoors. Now, the pocket knife is not the best at scraping and making scrapes off the back side with the spine, but the Garbird is, and that is why I choose to use the Garbird. Now, you don't have to have a knife to make scrapes on the back side. What I have here is a little bit of fatwood. This is, depending on where you are in the world, it is called fatwood. It is a resinous tree, like a pine tree that died, and all the sap conglomerated in one certain area of the wood or concentrated, and then you just cut it up and that sap becomes extremely flammable, waterproof. It becomes an amazing fire starter, and you could take the scraper right off of your all-weather fire starter, and you can use that to make shavings and scrapes all up and down this thing to start your fire. Now, if you're sitting here watching the video, you will notice that, hey, that thing made some nice little shavings. And if you're listening, I'm going to describe it to you. It made some very fine, curly shavings, about paper thick, and a lot of surface area for a spark to actually catch a fire. And it looks kind of like, if I was to describe this, it looked like a yellowish, cardboardish type of the stuff that they put in Easter baskets, like the fake grass, but the paper kind, the kind that they use to be more recyclable. That is what this looks like. Now, with the all-weather fire starter, you can take your ferro rod right here and just strike it, and you're going to start a fire. And that fire right there is great. But let's say this was wet, this was damp, or the fire tinder that you have was damp. That's what's beautiful about the all-weather fire starter. Now, I've been put in situations before where I could not start a fire early on in my bushcrafting experience. But this item right here is amazing because it allows you to actually start a fire, and you use the material right off of the actual fire starter, the magnesium. It catches on fire and it burns extremely hot. And what I'm doing now, as you can hear, is I am scraping the metal off the side of this rod. And it is making all kinds of little curly shavings. It's hard for me to pick up to show the camera, but it's making curly little shavings, silver, beautiful little things that you get enough of this and you hit it with a spark, and it is even going to catch wet wood on fire, damp tinder on fire. And here we go. Always have more than what you think you need. So yeah, I'm going to throw a spark into all these shavings. Now that spark is going to ignite it, and it is going to burn very hot, very fast, very bright. Here we go. There we go. It's going to burn very hot, very fast. And that is enough to catch damp tinder on fire. That is going to be enough to actually start you a fire in the case of an emergency, in the event of an emergency. Now, let's get back to the fat wood, and let's take out the Mora knife here. I have my Mora knife in my hand, and I'm using the back side of the spine of this knife, the back side of the blade, and I'm going to scrape down and make some shavings again. Now you notice that the shavings are more full. Boy, that wood smells good. Scrape it up and down until you get a big old pile of these things. Now, you don't have to use the scraper on your ferro rod or on your all-weather fire starter. You can use the spine of your knife to do the same thing, and it will start your fire. There we go. Got the fire started on there. I just threw sparks straight off of the ferro rod into the fat wood shavings, and now we have a fire. So I wanted to jump on here and just demonstrate some different kind of techniques with this thing, to use a knife and to use the actual striker from this all-weather fire starter. Excuse me. And let me tell you, I'm not here to sell you equipment. I'm here to show you what works for me. If you are interested in purchasing some of this equipment, I'll leave a link in the description of this video or this podcast. And this is going to be a real short one. We've already been recording for like 9 minutes or so. I'm going to try to keep them around 10 minutes in the future. But this little item, if you're interested in it, I will leave in the description and of the video and of the actual podcast notes, the show notes. But this is my go-to fire starter now. I do not carry any other kind of fire starting device other than a Bic lighter. You know, everybody should carry a Bic lighter, or 3 or 4. And this right here is the way to start a fire. It is, I'm telling you, it is the way. Of all the fire starters I have ever used, this is the absolute best one. I don't get a commission. So just to let you know, I do not get a commission. You get a 10% discount, but I do not get a commission for every one of these that sell. So just to let that be out there. I'm just showing you gear that works for me. And that's all I'm going to be doing with these Friday gear tip things, is gear that works for me. Gear that I found that I can use for me to head out into the great outdoors and enjoy my time in the great outdoors. So check it out, the all-weather fire starter. I got a video. I'll leave a link in the description for it too, where you can watch the video and you can decide if it's going to work for you or not. But I'm telling you now, they do cost a little bit, but it is worth it. It is 100% worth the security of being able to start you a fire anywhere, during any weather, during any condition. Hey, I hope you enjoyed this little tip thing. Help me name it. Leave a comment. Let me know what the name of this could be, and we'll just make this a team effort here. In all your ways, acknowledge Him, and I'll see you in the next podcast come up Monday morning. And I can't remember what we're actually talking about Monday, but I'm pretty sure it was pretty good. So I'll see you Monday. God bless you.